welcome to our presentation from Collette, our trip to Ireland. We're thinking of going in June, and Cody Johnson is here from Collette to give us a little insight into the trip. You ready to go?
Yeah.
All right.
Born ready. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome. It's 2:30 p.m. Is everyone awake? Okay. I've had a lot of caffeine today, so buckle up. Well, I am Cody Johnson, not the country singer. Just the man. I'm from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. So local-ish. Drove in 4 hours from Des Moines this morning. Beautiful, beautiful highway that allows me to go 80 miles an hour. I love that about this state. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, and hope it'll segue nicely into Collette. So, this is my family, my wife, Allie, and my daughter, Ophelia. I have to put her up there to endear you to me. It always works. So, my wife is a Brazilian immigrant. She immigrated to the U.S. when she was 8 years old. I met her about 14 years ago. And, learning about her time in Brazil, that was the story that really captivated me. Can they hear me on Zoom?
Yeah.
Let's have them. If you're on Zoom, could you please mute? You don't want to say anything embarrassing if I'm not doing a good job. All right. So as I was saying, I've had the pleasure to visit Brazil many times. We try to go every year or two. My daughter's been there 3 times, and we just celebrated her 4th birthday down in Brazil. But when I'm there, I am so immersed in the Brazilian culture. I mean, I am family. I'm treated like family, but treated like a local. I do try to butcher Portuguese while I'm there. But what I love about my time being down there and just learning the history, the culture, eating the food, driving on the roads, which I've done. That's what I also love about Collette, is that what we're offering you is not only a VIP experience, but we want to immerse you into the culture. Okay. And I want to talk a little bit about how we do that. So first off, when you're thinking about Collette, just know that we are a family-owned company, American-based, Rhode Island. Been around for 108 years. This is our 108th year in business. Been doing it longer than anybody else. So the Sullivan family runs this company. They bought it from Jack Collette in the 60s. Dan Sullivan was a partner to him, so they worked together. But I always like to tell this story. So in 1918, Jack Collette comes back from the war, and he wants to put together a bus tour company. So he creates a tour from New England down to Miami for 3 weeks. Any guesses on how much that tour would have cost in 1918?
Well, no.
Man, it's always guys like you that go super low and ruin it. You watch The Price is Right a lot, don't you? Yeah, I knew it. Any other guesses? That's way too low. 500. That's more like it. Yeah, it was $68 to do this. 68 and some change. I don't have anything that cheap. I apologize. The options are about double that. But let's fast forward today. We are a premium tour operator. We are 4-star, meaning you're staying in 4-star hotels. You're getting 5-star tour guides. We're the most inclusive tour operator, meaning when you go on tour, we average the fewest options that you can purchase once you've signed up. We average about 2.5. Now, we want to keep options because we want you in your free time to be able to customize your tour, right? There's also going to be choice on tour, meaning 75% of the time on our tours, you get to choose your own adventure, and it's baked into the tour. It's already in there. So we don't want to shoehorn you into everything we've planned, okay? All these tours are designed in destination. So we're talking Ireland today. We have a lady named Allie who's based, I think she's in London, but she designs all of our British Isles tours, okay? If you go to South Africa, we have a guy named Roger who designs all of that. So we want to be the most authentic we can. When you're going to a destination, we're working with someone that, we have someone designing it for us that we employ. And that includes the tour managers, the local guides. They are all born and bred in destination. So again, it's all about authenticity and immersing you in this experience. Love to brag about this first thing, hotel to hotel baggage handling. So being treated like a VIP means less work for you guys. So at night or very early in the morning, if you're an early riser, you're going to put your bag outside the room and it's magically going to disappear. Don't worry, we know where it's at. Then you're going to get to the next hotel and it's going to be magically in your room. Okay. Some people might think it's a small thing. It's nice because those things are heavy. Welcome. I'll let these guys get sat down. Come on in. You guys are wanting to go to Spain, right?
Just gonna check your connection quick because the people online are having a little trouble seeing it.
Uh-oh.
Just gonna check that.
Is it not
It's just real blurry.
hold on. Oh, it's blurry.
Mm-hmm.
This media is being
Too much caffeine.
Right?
it really translates, doesn't it?
We'll see if that helps a little.
Okay. Try not to go too fast. All right. So, as I mentioned, expert local guides, tour manager who you meet at the hotel day one of your tour. So when you meet them, they love to give you suggestions because that first night is just, there's nothing planned. We want you to kind of ease into the tour. Typically it's a long flight. You're a little restless, tired. But you'll meet them immediately. They are the mobile concierge. They are the subject matter experts, I like to say. But in destination, we want to give you the authentic experience, which means local culinary experiences, cooking classes, local restaurants. And these, we have partners in destination. So those hotels, those restaurants, those excursion operators, we work very closely with. Our team does. So they are our partners, okay? That, also different modes of transportation. So ferry rides, which might be a part of this tour. And I can go on and on about all the tours, but that is central to this tour. And again, I really like to stress this. Over 100 years of a family-owned company taking care of you guys. We are debt-free. During COVID, we gave back $185 million in cash. Okay, not vouchers. And I'll talk a little bit more about how we'll take care of you from an insurance standpoint. Okay, whoa. I'm missing a slide. That's all right. Let's get into it. So here we have our tour, the Emerald Isle. So we're going to start you guys off in Dublin, okay? So you're going to have 2 nights in Dublin. We're going to stop by the Irish National Stud. I wonder what that could be. And then you have Cashel on the way. So we wanted to kind of create 2 stops because that is kind of a long way to go. So that could feel like a long motor coach ride. So we've built in a couple experiences and stops to really break that up. Now we're going to be heading to East Cork. We've got, I cannot see that, Middleton. And we also have Kinsale. So those are just kind of your hubbing and spoking out while staying in East Cork. Up next, we have the Garnish Island en route to Dingle, where you'll stay, the Dingle Peninsula, for 2 nights. And then we will be heading up to the Aran Islands. And this is kind of unique. We're one of the few, if not the only tour operator that has us stay there. And I'll explain why we do that in a second. That's right outside of the Cliffs of Moher. You'll obviously get to experience that. We have 2 nights in Ennis. We'll fly you out of Shannon. I do want to highlight this because we want this to be an efficient tour. We want to get you off the motor coach as much as possible. We're not going to make you guys do a pointless ride back to Dublin. We're going to get you out of the closest gateway. Okay. And that's part of our mission, to treat you guys like VIPs. This is an explorations tour. So this is a max of 24 travelers. This is perfect for an OLLI program because this experience is about education. There's few of you that can go on this tour. So that means we can get you to do things where we can't take a group of 44, right? So that means getting off the beaten path, meeting with locals, and just learning more about Ireland and the history there is. This is a tour activity level of 3. So the way to kind of explain our activity levels A level 3 is going to probably have some 2 to 3 hour guided tours. So a lot of walking, being on your feet. Obviously, Ireland has some very old towns. The roads are going to be a little uneven, so cobblestone. So keep these things in mind when you are considering this tour. I would hate for someone to go on this tour and be like, man, I can't walk 3 miles comfortably. Just make sure that you, mobility wise, you can handle this. All right. Okay. Just a few things to know before you go. So, 7 hours ahead of our time. It's Ireland. A lot of rain, a lot of moisture, right? Hopefully we get some beautiful days of sun. You will. But be prepared with layers, maybe some cool mornings, rain jacket, umbrellas, waterproof shoes. All of that we do cover once you've signed up for the tour. And there's going to be food. Can you believe it? We'll feed you, I promise. We'll see. We'll see. Tour managers, mobile concierge, local experts. They are encyclopedic. How many people have done a Collette tour? I forgot to ask. Oh, that's great. Okay, so about half of you. So for anyone who's like, what's a Collette tour? Talk to them after if I have not answered that for you. But you guys probably know this. You've had a tour manager. They blow your mind with how much knowledge they have. They talk more than I do, which is impressive. Okay, we're getting into Dublin, capital city of the Emerald Isle. Dublin has, I've heard, between 800 and 900 pubs. Yeah. So don't think you're going to check them all off on your first time going. What's great about Dublin is it's a very lively, welcoming city. You go to a pub to have a drink or don't, but you go there, you want to meet the locals. You want to hear their stories. They're very friendly. They might even buy you a drink, might even buy you a pint of Guinness. But there's also going to be a lot of music. So a lot of the pubs will have live music. It's great. You guys will have an awesome time there. And then you will obviously learn a lot about Dublin during your time there. So that first night we bring you in, there's nothing planned. We want to ease you in. So dinner will be on your own, meet with your friends. If you're wondering, where should I eat? Ask your tour manager. They'll be there to help you. They're with you 24/7. They're staying at your hotel. You're never alone with these guys. We'll be having you guys stay at the Trinity City Hotel in Dublin. All of the accommodations on this tour are firmly 4-star. Okay, that's a nice thing about the explorations. We typically have even better hotels on these tours. So you'll enjoy that. And what's great about our hotels is we're putting you in the center of the city. So you should be able to walk out of this hotel, walk down the street and have plenty to see and do. Shops, restaurants, pubs, all of that. Live music, galleries, just minutes away, okay? So we're gonna start the tour. So your first full day in destination, you're waking up, probably have an 8 a.m. breakfast, 7:30, 8 a.m. breakfast, and we're gonna get you guys out into Dublin. There's gonna be a 2 to 3 hour walking tour. So when I talk activity level 3, that's what I'm referring to. And you'll be with a local guide on this as well. So you have here the St. Patrick's Cathedral. You guys will be seeing the exterior of this property, this church, excuse me. This is been a part of Dublin's history for over 800 years. And there's, spoiler, there's a lot of old stuff, a lot of old history. Some of it is prehistoric, Bronze Age type. We'll get into it. Here we have Grafton Street. This is the most famous shopping destination. What's really nice about this is there's no cars, so it's all pedestrians. You get some beautiful, colorful buildings, shops, restaurants, pubs. Next up, we have an impact moment. So our impact moment, perfect for an OLLI program, is to teach you about something that's very ingrained in the local culture, in the local history. So here we have the Gaelic games. So they're going to touch on football, handball, and hurling. Hurling is been recognized by UNESCO. It's been around for almost 3,000 years, which is, I want to know how they know that. And they'll probably tell you. Also, fun fact, we just had Halloween. It originated in Ireland. So this was a Gaelic festival of Samhain. I probably am not pronouncing that right. And it denotes the end of harvest season. Day 4, the Irish national stud. And if you probably guessed it, yes, it's horses. So these are thoroughbred horses, okay? You guys are gonna have a tour of the farm. And there's also some really beautiful gardens that you guys are gonna get to tour, but you're gonna learn a lot about how these are intertwined with Irish culture and what makes them, unique and special. And championship worthy horses. You're gonna learn about that. Up next en route to our next city, we have the Rock of Cashel. So this is a medieval complex that it dates back to the 5th century. So I'm trying to say, so the Norman culture, this predates the Norman invasion. This is where the traditional seat of the kings of Munster, this was the traditional seat of the king of, I'm trying to figure out how to say that. Blah. Where St. Patrick converted the king of Munster in the 5th century. Okay, you're going to learn more about that in Destination. My notes were a little funky there. Up next, we have the Garavoy Hotel. So this, I think this is a video actually. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, the music's not very loud. That's okay. So beautiful property, obviously kind of nestled up there to the coastline. It's very green, if you can imagine. There we go. Up next, going to Ireland, you have to have some whiskey, right? Who likes Jameson? Anybody? Any takers? What? Some of those hands went up really fast. I also enjoy a little bit of Jameson myself. Fun fact about Jameson, does anyone know where it came from? Trick question. It's not Ireland. Scotland. So more about that, but we're going to have a tour that goes behind the walls of this. And yes, there'll be samples. Okay. You're paying for it. Be a guided tour. And they call this Gaelic, man. It's hard to pronounce. Ishkabaha, which translates to the water of life. I agree on certain nights. We do build in a lot of free time for you guys to kind of go out and explore. So any of those optional excursions you might see in there, those are for those times of free time. So if you're thinking, I don't need to sign up for that, the time is for you to explore. Okay. So for instance, here we're in East Cork, Kinsale. We have the wonderful, the colorful streets there to go out and explore. You have the Kinsale Museum that talks about the history and the culture of the city there, or village, if you will. Or you have the Charles Fort, and you will learn about those things in Destination. It just says it's a very well preserved fort, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of history behind why it exists. One of my kind of favorite things about this place, I like peaceful gardens. We're gonna take you guys out, and it's gonna be via ferry to the tiny little island of the Garnish Island. This is en route to the Dingle Peninsula. You'll take a ferry out there. This is what is kind of considered a very small sanctuary in the Glengarriff Bay. And it's, as you can see, very, very beautiful, very peaceful, very secluded. Up next, we have in Dingle the Skellig Hotel. And this is considered Ireland's most westernmost peninsula. National Geographic once dubbed this the most beautiful place on earth, that's really saying something. So you'll have to let me know if you guys agree with that. And you'll be here for 2 nights. It is eco-friendly, and you'll see that they're using a lot of sustainable energy to kind of keep this thing running, which I think is really, really neat. They also prioritize buying local for all of their produce, and the food that you will eat. And they really pride themselves on supporting the local economy there as well. Up next, we have the Slee Head Drive. This is one of the more scenic routes that you can take. Going up to Dingle, you'll stop at a working farm in Dingle. You're going to witness the bond between these farmers and their sheepdogs. I have a dog that looks just like that. He is very lazy, though. He would never, ever hurt anything. He's a coward. My other dog actually herds him, and he outweighs her by 30 pounds. So hopefully you'll work up an appetite here, because there will be an authentic Irish pub lunch, which is going to be educational, because you're going to learn about local cuisine there as well. And you'll actually learn about the family that owns the pub and how they brew their local beer. Next, we have the Aran Islands. So I want to preface this by saying we are either the only or one of very few tour operators that actually lets you stay. And I think I said this earlier, but I think it's worth noting that that's going to let you stay here. And the reason we do that is because weather and things can kind of deter the ferry and make that difficult. And I think they stop running pretty early in the evening, so it makes it easier if we just stay the night, which I think is awesome. This is what's known as the last outpost of ancient Europe. So you're going to be staying in Inishmore, and it's just beautiful landscape. I mean, that's really why we're going there. It's gorgeous.
My name is Eugene Garrihy of Garrihy's Doolin to Arran Ferries. We originally were a fishing background, and we fished the Cliffs of Moher right down along the coast and up along the Burn. And then we went into tourism because of the pressure that were on fishing stocks. We were enticed into tourism. So we've been on the seas around here for the last 60, 70 years. The boat trip to the Aran Islands, I mean, people, their jaws drop when they reach Inisheer or Inishman or Inishmore, because you're in the last Celtic outcrop of Europe, where people still speak the native tongue, the Irish language. You're transporting them back in time, and there's the most magnificent heritage sites there. And the culture and the language, people feel like they're in a different world. And there's the most magnificent beaches there. And you know, it's wonderful to be able to go on a jaunting car with a native of the islands, and for them to explain to you, the history of the islands. So, like, it makes our job very easy when we have people like that on the islands. In relation to the boats, I mean, they have improved greatly in Doolin. I mean, we have gone from 72-seater boats to 100-seater boats, and now we have 200-seater boats with stabilizers. And the great thing about the Star of Doolin that you see going there now, it has the lowest emission engines in Ireland. It's only 2 years old, and it meets all of the EU regulations on low emissions, and that's particularly significant as we're in the UNESCO Geopark of the Cliffs of Moher and the Burn.
So that is your experience while you're there. They love jaunting car rides. We do that on a lot of Irish trips, so that'll be fun. So while you're there, you guys will get you get the highlights through a guided tour. You will be visiting the St. Brennan's Church, which is the smallest church in Ireland, and it dates back to the 7th century. Also, there is the old Cromwellian Castle, which also dates back to the 1600s. So it's pretty new in terms of Ireland. And I think that this is another video. So this will be the hotel that you guys will stay at. And again, I have it on good authority that these are all very nice properties. Yeah. No shared balls. Up next, we've got Cliffs of Moher. En route to Innis, you guys are going to be seeing the Dunangus. It's a prehistoric hill. It's obviously stunning, but this is what I meant by prehistoric. This dates back to the Bronze Age, going back 3,000 years. Yeah, it's amazing. And you'll learn more about that in Destination. Here we have the Cliffs of Moher. They stand about 700 feet tall. You've got O'Brien's Tower, which is the most photographed area of the Cliffs of Moher. Probably my favorite part of Ireland. In Innis, you guys will be staying at the Old Ground Hotel for your final 2 nights. You will be staying, surprise, in the center of town. This is a restored 18th century manor house. So it's luxury meets country home is how they kind of describe it. In Innis, which is known as the friendliest and tidiest town in all of Ireland. It looks tidy, right? I don't know if you're laughing at me, but it looks tidy. You'll join a local historian on a walking tour of the town as you visit. And then here you'll have a 1-hour walking tour that will end at the 13th century Franciscan friary. So, and I had to look up friars. I had to look up their kind of core values and who they were. And they would take vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience and work amongst the general public. So this is a vibrant hub of religious and cultural life in medieval Ireland. So you're going to visit this property here. Entails stunning stone carvings, a medieval tomb, and then there's also a beautifully preserved 15th century. I know, lots of dates. During your free time in Innis, you guys can visit the Clare Museum. You can relax at the cafe, and of course, there's always going to be souvenir shops for you guys to visit. My wife and I love grabbing magnets. That's our thing. We have magnets from everywhere. They're easy to pack. I don't know. After this, you guys will gather around with everyone to have a beautiful dinner and kind of toast to a wonderful tour, I hope. If you guys would like, you can extend your stay. There is no minimum to sign up for this. This would be with minus the group unless everyone signed up. I invite you to do that. This is in Northern Ireland, so it will be 4 nights. And then you're going to explore Belfast. You'll have some free time, but you'll also get to see the Titanic Belfast Museum, which I just learned about. Didn't realize the Titanic was constructed in Belfast. That was fun to learn. You'll have a full day excursion that'll take you along the stunning coast of Giant's Causeway, which I think is probably even more impressive somehow than Cliffs of Moher. Okay, that's that tour in a nutshell. Let's talk about this. We do offer a hometown pickup. Would that be here? Okay, perfect. So more details will come out on this. You guys will be very prepared. You'll know exactly when to be here. We always say be here 15 minutes early. You guys will be given the phone number for the company that's picking you up. I'm sure we can make sure that the Ollie, Mary, and Thea have that information, and Stacy. We'll make sure all of them have it. Okay. Want to let you know that we can customize these tours. I've mentioned some of these, but the one I have not touched on is Elite Airfare. If you're someone who likes a little bit more space or likes to get your rest on a plane by laying flat, we can upgrade your airfare. Just let us know. And you can do that during the sign-up process. I will say if you're someone who loves first class, has to have it, I would sign up immediately because those are first come, first serve. Insurance. So as I mentioned before, we are a debt-free company. We take care of our travelers. Even when our insurance doesn't step up, we step up. So firstly, The insurance that we have, that's part A, is Collette. We handle your cancel for any reason insurance. That is up until 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. Don't care why. Bad hair day, your pet gets sick. Up until that night, you get a full cash refund minus the cost of insurance. Okay. Once you're on tour, we resort to TravelX, our partner. That is a claim process, but it is primary, so you don't have to fight with your own insurance beforehand. That'll cover anything medically, baggage loss, evacuation, trip cancellation. That is not your fault. They will handle that. And that's about a 30-day process to get that handled. Okay, for those who raised your hand, if you've traveled with us in the last year or two, there should be a 5% loyalty credit coming to your next tour. So if you sign up for this and you've traveled with us recently, you should get that discount.
How recent is that? Because we did a tour, Norway, right? 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Was that 23 or 24? 23? You should still get some discount on that. Yep. And we keep track of all of our travelers internally, so we can see that. We can see all the credits and when they're applied. Yep. Passports, we'll need it. The two things I want to highlight here: make sure you have at least 8 months left of validity on the passport. And I always highly recommend having 2 copies. One you leave at home with your loved ones. One you keep on your person that's not with your existing passport. That will get you out of a jam if you were to lose that. If you'd like to view this tour online, if you look at the brochure, you flip to the inside, on the bottom page, there's a link that you can go and you can kind of dive deeper into this, see the itinerary for yourself. There's some travel tips on there. It kind of helps you prepare. If you're thinking you want to do this tour, what are you in for? You know, what do you really need to prepare? It'll tell you all about it. And if the OLLI program's okay, you can sign up through this link. We accept. You're good with that, Mary?
Yeah, in fact, we want people to go.
Okay.
Here. Yes, exactly. So,
Yes.
yeah, it's right at the bottom of this page down here in the blue.
Actually, let's talk about this for a second.
Okay.
So signups. You have 2 ways to do it. On the front of the brochure, there is a number. It takes 15 to 20 minutes max for us to sign you up online or sign you up over the phone. Our people answer the phone in about 30 seconds. We have the best customer service answer time in the industry. If you'd like to sign up online and avoid talking to somebody, don't blame you. You can pay with a credit card via this link on the brochure, and there's no fees ever. So if you're someone who likes to steadily pay for something, you can pay every week, every month, every day. Doesn't matter. There will never be a fee attached to that. Okay. Speaking of paying for the trip, this tour, did I spell emerald wrong? I did. That's embarrassing. Please still go. That's me. That's not Collette. Anyway, it's emerald. June 21st through July 1st of 2026. That's an excellent time to go. Best chance for the sunniest days you might get. Deposit is $698 per person. That obviously will come off that balance at the bottom. $549 is the cancel for any reason insurance. That covers you prior to the tour and on tour. And I promise you, if you do cancel prior to the day of going, 11:59 p.m. Eastern time, we'll give you a full cash refund. You'll get it back in 14 business days at most. We usually get it to you even quicker than that. Now, here's the kicker. You can sign up for this tour. Now, let's see. How many people do we got in the room? 20, probably around 24, right? Okay. If everyone signed up today, that'd be it. And there are people, actually, I didn't count I don't know who was watching. So if you want to hold your space, how many? Okay. So not everybody online and in the room can go. So you have until 12/22 to get every penny back. So if you hold your space today, you sign up now, $698 with your $549 insurance. If you were to cancel, say a wedding comes up, a birthday, an illness, a surgery, you've got some time here to cancel and we will give you every penny back. That includes your insurance. Okay. So that's the spiel on that. Hold your space. You're under no financial obligation until the 22nd. After the 22nd, you can get full refund minus the $549 up until the night prior to departure. Also, if you sign up before the 22nd, we're going to give you a $400 sign up bonus. Okay. That is reflected in the price below. Final payment is March 23rd, $6,069. You would add on the $549 insurance. That is per person. And that is a double rate. If you're a single, that rate should be reflected in the brochure. Okay. I'm losing my voice. What's going on? You guys got any questions? Okay.
Which airport we leave from?
Did we choose Sioux Falls?
No, we chose Minneapolis.
Oh, Minneapolis.
You have the whole guy with in the bus. All right, here's the deal. You don't remember this?
Do I?
I think it's in here. Yeah, you talk about it. Like, yeah. Looking this up.
Oh, but we didn't say.
Yeah.
I mean, Minneapolis makes sense. I'm with you.
Minneapolis. We are going to take a bus from here, just us.
Yes.
Should be able to. Yeah, and it's $70, and I thought that was included in
It is. Yep.
the scale of fees that is inside.
Yeah.
We looked at how much time it would take to get to Minneapolis if we flew out of here, and it's gonna be the same amount of time as taking a bus. And we're saving ourselves about $400 a piece. Well, have you guys priced flights to Minneapolis lately? It's ridiculous. With Delta.
And everyone goes together on the same.
Yes.
So
That I learned. Yeah. I listened to everything.
Okay.
that's another reason we're using Minneapolis. So actually, I would say the main reason we're using Minneapolis is because number one, you got to sit somewhere. That eliminates a connection flight typically. It is going to be more budget friendly.
Yep.
But if something were to be delayed out of Joe Foss and you're not all together, that really hurts the tour. So just sit on the motor coach, we'll get you to Minneapolis. If something were to go wrong there's a lot more opportunity to get you out in a timely manner. That is why we're doing that.
And if you're driving from Brookings or Vermillion, let's say, we will work out with the university that we'll be able to park in one of the back parking lots. It's the middle of summer. There's not a whole lot of action as far as university students up here. So we should be able to do that. But put that on the list of details. Who's the guy? The facilities guy? Jim is the facilities guy. All right. We'll work with Jim.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we get other insurance?
Absolutely.
But you have to show you have insurance.
Not to us. I mean, not everyone, I would.
Other companies that.
Sure. So and I'm not an insurance salesman. What I do like about this insurance is that we are covering you. That's your flight, that's the trip, that's everything. If you were to cancel, it's only $549. There's no age discrimination. There's no pre-existing conditions, and whether you're 14 years old or you're 99, it's $549. So that's the reason to use it. But I do realize some people have insurance out there that covers them, and that's fine. It's you. I mean, it's like I don't buy insurance on every time I buy something at like a store, they're like, "Do you want insurance on this?" Like, no. If it breaks, whatever. It's fine. Yeah, you.
Partner that you signed up with, you can't go for some reason. Then you have to pay more for a single room?
So yes, and that gets into the little weeds a little bit. There is a single supplement that you're on the hook for.
You are on the hook.
Yes. So, but typically when there's doubles, it's a couple or something. But if you're with your friend, yeah, you do have to work that out, and we can talk more in detail on that if that is the case. And I know that TravelX does cover some of that too. So there is some language in there. Yes. Sorry, actually, you in the back. She was first. Sorry. Say it again. 70% on average of meals are covered. We will detail that. I believe if you go to the link, is it in there too?
Meals.
But if you go online, it'll tell you day by day what you're getting.
That's also in here.
Is it? Oh,
At the end of
beautiful.
each day, there'll be a D or a B.
Yep. Breakfast is always covered because a lot of times it's at the hotels we're staying, they've got great breakfast options. About half our dinners, and then we do sprinkle in lunch on occasion. That's kind of how that rolls. And you had a question, ma'am.
That covers like we're in Dublin and you suddenly get sick, you know, finish the trip, that insurance covers stuff.
That
Having to
Travel
go back
X.
home.
TravelX covers that.
That's-
Absolutely. Yep. Now there have been weird circumstances where TravelX gets finicky, and I'll give you a prime example. Someone just went to Kenya and Tanzania, and the lady bumped her head while on a safari vehicle and hurt her neck. Had to go to the doctor, came back, tried to put a claim in. It was like $1,100. And for some reason, TravelX fought them on that. She got with us. Collette wrote her a check for $1,100. We're debt free. We're family owned. We want you guys to travel with us. So those gray area situations, Collette steps up. Yes, ma'am.
So you're saying if you sign up to do this by the 12/22, you get the $400 discount?
That's correct.
Okay, and if you say you make a deposit today and say, I want to do this, and you pay for the insurance. If you change your mind by 12/22, you can get the whole amount back.
You will get $698 plus $549 back. Yes. That's the only time you can be refunded everything is up until that deposit due date. Yep. Good question. You, sir.
You talk a bit about the free tour Belfast, how that works, how you get there outside of.
Yeah, so
General group or?
that's a great question. That's a great question. So I get this a lot. Well, what if we're going on our own early or we're staying late? Well, we're not going to penalize you. We're still going to give you a ride. So you would actually get picked up here on your own with the whatever group is going early or staying late. You still get a ride. So we cover that.
Okay, so you would bus us or somehow accommodate the
Yep.
cities.
Yep.
airline connection,
Absolutely.
getting from Belfast to joining the group,
Absolutely.
so.
Yeah, all the transportation's handled.
So is that
Yeah.
late from Belfast to Dublin?
Oh, I would assume. Yeah, 100% yes. Yeah. Yeah. We don't like to do the motor coach if we don't have to. So yeah, and we do intra-air
Curious
flights a
how the
lot.
time- how the timing involved. For us.
We've got some good people on our team that have planned it. So what it would be is you would join, you would go early, do your four days, and then it would be like everyone else, like once they're getting into destination, then you would join them when they get into destination.
And so then. Activities already part of this?
Yes, it's all planned. Yep,
Okay,
it's
so
it's fully planned.
for the-
Actually, let me double check. Because sometimes they are hosted. I will get back to you. Can we make a note? What's your name, sir?
Yeah.
Ken? Ken Singer? It's a cool name. I like that. Singer. It's good.
Mhm.
Ken Singer, we gotta address that question. Is it guided or is it hosted? If it's guided, you'll have a tour manager. I think it is guided, but I'll double check. Usually it tells us.
You mean for-
here.
Like the freezer thing Belfast.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Because if it's hosted, you're on your own, but there is local guides that you'll know the itinerary, you'll meet up. For instance, when you go to Edinburgh, Scotland on a pre-tour, it's just a hosted experience. But a lot of our extensions are guided, so you have the tour manager there as well. I'll double check on that. Sorry, that was way too much.
So the sign up for that, if the top takes place at the same link or those options are provided more online or so.
Yes.
That's a-
Yep, absolutely. So go to that link. So here you got optional 6 days, 4-night Belfast pre-tour extension. It'll talk more about it on the link online. Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Will
Oh, geez.
this online place show you the optional?
Yes.
excursions?
Yes, it will.
So you can see them in advance.
Absolutely. And then when you're in the sign up process, it'll give you those that you can. And sometimes it is, if you have more questions, sometimes it is easier just to call in because we can address all those questions over the phone too. You had your hand up.
Does every person that goes on the trip have to be an Ollie member?
That is not for me. Okay.
No, so if your spouse or your sibling or your friend wants to go with you, they can join along.
On that note, we can fly anybody from anywhere in the world. If you got people in Florida or even Europe, we'll get them there. Yes, ma'am. So there is a ETA visa. This will all be spelled out when you're signing up for it. We'll give you the link. If there is an ETA needed, which is I always forget if it's Northern Ireland or Ireland that needs it. It's spelled out, I promise you. Don't trust me on this. But it's very quick, and I think it's like $18 and it's all done online. You go online, you sign up. It's like a 5-step window or whatever. You put in your information, passport information. They just want to know who's coming. They want to keep track of who's coming in. So good question, but that'll be spelled out. I thought I saw someone else. Someone else? Or did get answered? Ken?
I just have a question. On the upgraded, the Elite Aircraft upgrade, so if two of us, what's the $3,200 get me other than a couple extra inches of seating?
Oh, for the premium economy? Yep. So I'm just gonna spell this out for you guys. If you book premium economy, that price is in addition to what's already existing. Okay? That's what it is. You'll have to check in with Delta and the airline to see what those amenities are. They're all different. I fly United a lot, so I know what they do, but I'm not sure with Delta.
It's extra inches of leg room, the seats are more comfortable, you get a little extra service along the way. I haven't been outside the country for a couple of years, so I don't know.
Well, I know,
what
like,
they're doing.
when I've done United and we've upgraded, we've gotten the same meal service as business class. So like the upgraded food, the actual cutlery and the plate and all that. And then I think it's like unlimited drinks to a degree. Yeah.
They'll limit you.
Yeah. Oh no, they will. Yeah. Till you fall asleep.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I know you do. International, you get a wine or beer with your meal, but I think with premium and business class, and again, I don't quote me because it's United that I've traveled with. Yes, ma'am.
Will it be a direct flight from Minneapolis to Dublin?
Potentially. So we don't book air until about 5 or 6 months from departure. Your record locator will be out 90 days prior to departure. So you'll actually be able to see what that is.
Yeah, how long the flight is, if it
Here's-
is direct.
Right. You're probably looking at 7 to 8 hours, but here's what I always tell people. Go and do a Google flight search from Minneapolis to Dublin and look at the first 5 or 6 flight itineraries. We try to get you the most efficient route we can. That will kind of give you the lay of the land on it. I love Google Flights. I used to play around on it. That's why I took the job. I like to play around with travel. Yeah. Anybody else? And all of these little minutia, like what do I need to know when I'm signed up? We spell it out for you. Some of you remember that have done the tour. You get a little travel document package. So we give you a book and it covers currency, clothing, what time's it going to be, the weather, language. I mean, everything is covered in there.
How many, on the things to do around here require lots of walking? Is that just, I mean, it's more 1, 2, or every day, or what?
So that number it's not always like, oh, it's a level 3 every minute of the day. It really just points out that there are some walking tours along the way that can take 2 to 3 hours. Now, everything is optional. I want to point that out too. If you say like, 3 hours is tough. Maybe I want to skip something. That's why we have properties that you can go do your own thing. Just got to show up on time for any sort of bus leaving or anything like that. That's the only thing. So gratuities, we will spell that out. We do have some guidelines for that, recommendations. But those will be spelled out in
That's
the,
not prepaid.
that is not prepaid. No. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna stick around. If there's other questions, happy to talk to you one-on-one until everyone leaves. Oh, yeah, yeah. This is a good group. I love an OLLI program. They're like inquisitive and obviously you're interested. You want to learn something. It's good.
Oh.
Yes.
Do you recommend that we get, euros or whatever they use in Ireland?
Yes.
Before we
So
go?
before you go, and again, that's another good one. That will be spelled on your documents too. And this goes to gratuities. We highly recommend you tip reference.
Wells Fargo, usually has foreign currencies, particularly the common ones like euros. You might have to order it, right, yeah. Yeah, yeah. You can easily get money with your ATM card in foreign countries. I do it a lot, just put it in, be very careful with your credit card though. Right, Ann? Cause we worked at Citibank together. Credit cards will charge, different credit cards will charge different rates for getting, cash at ATMs. Considered a cash advance, and it can be like a 20% interest rate. So be very careful to check with your credit card company to figure out that.
My only advice is never, ever, ever do this in an airport. The worst fees, all of that. So yes, do it before you go or find an ATM in destination.
And Thea and Stacy are not going to be resources for this trip. Yeah, I'm in charge from the OLLI side. They had to sign the contract.
Thank you,
they have
guys.
the authority to do that, and I don't. And that the period we're going is actually a very busy period for OLLI. They're working on this fall catalog, which is the biggest catalog at that point. They're finishing the classes and getting them organized and getting them into the catalog and to the print on time. So it's a very busy period, although somebody wouldn't think it would be that way. So that's why we put Colette's phone number here and our itinerary code. Because even though they love talking to our other members, they aren't gonna know the answers. And they just become I don't know, call this phone
Yep.
number.
Call us, call Collette.
Yeah,
We'll
we-
answer every question you have.
We heard from other OLLIs that use Collette all the time, that is a full-time job. And Thea and Stacy have other obligations.
Yeah.
Please don't know the answers.
Yeah, they're not.
They're gonna tell you what I just told you. Call the number.
Yeah.
Skip a step. Go to us. Yes, ma'am.
These hotels have refrigerators in the room like we're used to.
Oof. Here's what my recommendation. I mean, I could say, well, I would assume they're 4-star. We do have the list of hotels there. What I would do is I would Google them and you'll see the amenities that are listed. I'm sure they would accommodate you though, if that was not the case. All right, guys. Thank you all. Really appreciate the time. It's a great crowd. And this is kind of our re-welcoming Collette with USD OLLI. So hope you guys can make it. I'll stick around for questions one-on-one. Thank you.
Thanks. My part was online. So we're talking, yeah, okay.
I just wasn't sure,
Yeah.
because you seem to be in the car.
Yeah.